What's up, y'all? Happy Homebrew Wednesday. Totally doing this out of order and late. I had every intention. I brewed on Monday, Labor Day, morning, and I had every intention of getting out Homebrew Wednesday on Wednesday. It is now Thursday. I'm trying to get this out tonight. So doing a very quick intro. You'll see the brew day footage with a should be thorough enough explanation there. So the other two things I want to hit on real quick before I go. Got a beer mail. Wally Feck. I got a beer mail from Wally Feck, and I'm just crazy excited about some of these things. This is fake, so it's I guess the fake Brett. It's the new hot topic, the new hot yeast we use in the WLP 644. The former Brett Trois, the Saccharomyces Trois now. So that's an IPA. The GB is the Gnarly Brown clone that he did, so crazy pumped about that. We had talked about him doing that brown at the same time that I was doing my first round of my brown, so I'm pumped to taste that. We've got the Sip of Sunshine, and so I've had the Sip of Sunshine before, but it's been a while. So I am crazy pumped to get into that one. And I think I'm about to actually open this one now for the Thursday night game about to start. This is the Rheingeist Truth IPA. He says this is one of the better IPAs in Cincy. So while I really appreciate that, I'm going to do some reviews on these beers. And I can't wait to get into them, especially the hoppy ones. I'm going to try and get done soon. SJ Pour Beer is out the door. Sent it via FedEx to my hub yesterday. It will be there tomorrow. Crazy excited about this thing. It's going to be fantastic. And lastly, had a ATL Beer Geek Fantasy Football League draft last night. We've got everybody from beer lovers like myself that try to be really involved in the beer industry. We've got distributors, we've got retailers, we've got brewers, we've got growler shop owners, retailers, advocates. We've got huge, like, prominent Atlanta beer geek advocates. We've got huge bloggers and writers in Atlanta. We've got 24 teams in this league. Killed it last night. I'm going to add some photos to the end of this thing of some of the beers that we had during our draft. It was kind of a mini bottle share, but I'm talking we had Hunapoo. We had Casey Brewing and Blending, which was the star of the night. It was a whiskey barrel-aged beer from Casey Brewing and Blending. We had McKellar, we had Seventh Son, we had some local guys, a bunch of Creature Comforts. The Creature Comforts Juiceless, their collaboration with Wicked Weed. Gosh, what else did we have? We had some cool one-off Sweetwater. A couple Imperial Stouts from up north in the Virginia area. I think it was Ocelot Brewing, a bourbon barrel-aged Imperial Stout. I mean, just crazy beers. So it was a blast. Like I said, I'll stick some pictures to the end of this. I'm going to stop this now because, one, I'm going to try to go drink a beer and watch football. But don't want to make this too long. Cheers, guys. Enjoyed the video and the photos at the end that I'm hopefully going to stick out there. So cheers. Sorry I've been away. Life got in the way. But y'all have a great night. Great week ahead. Hope to be talking to you soon. SJ Pour. It's coming. It's coming. Cheers, guys. What's up? It's Labor Day. Labor Day morning. Doing a double brew day. Did an overnight mash, Dan Dissolette style. I got an IPA going on outside. Inside, I've got a Belgian ale with some special spices. So I'll do a quick couple clips throughout the boil. Alright, y'all, so there's not going to be a whole lot to show you today, but I got the two beers going. Like I said, we're still boiling. doing all late hop additions on this IPA out here. I'm using 3 different hops that 2 I've not heard much about. One and then the other one I've never used before. The one I hadn't used before is Urilo, I think is how it's spelled. Puka may correct me here. Jarrylo, I think it is. Anyway, so I've got that one. I've got another one, a German hop called Ariana, which is a 10.3 alpha German hop. It's incredibly floral. And then I've got one more. What was it? Triskel. So I'm doing Ariana, Triskel, and Urilo in some mix, obviously way heavier in the IPA than in the Belgian ale. But I'm mixing those up depending on the flavor profiles and aroma profiles I'm going for. But the real cool thing that I'm doing with this too is yeast driven. I'm about to walk into the house. So the real fun part's this yeast. The first one is right, well, I guess they're both right here. The large one on the stir plate is, I grew up the dregs from a couple bottles of the Trappist Spencer Trappist ale out of Massachusetts, I think. I know Nate from Under the Table Brewing and Dan Disseletts from Effortless Brew It, they both have had great success. Had a couple of beers that were done with that yeast from those bottles, and it was spectacular. So I grabbed some yeast from the Trappist, Spencer Trappist bottles, and then I also grabbed yeast from a bottle of Saison that I got from Tired Hands in Philadelphia. So I mixed those two together and grew that up into a pitchable size. So that's going to be the yeast for my Belgian ale. The IPA is even cooler. There's a guy from the Milk the Funk Facebook group that actually took WLP 644, which is the Saccharomyces Trois, used to be Brett Trois, and actually made not just a blend of the 2 yeast strains, but literally a hybrid, a genetic hybrid between the WLP 644 and then the Conan strain. So he called it F1. So he's in Poland. I got some of this yeast from him in Poland, and it came in little 2 milliliter vials. And I've grown that and another tweak off that new strain. And so I'm going to use one of those strains today in the IPA. So incredibly pumped to see what the combination of all this does. Along with the hops in the Belgian ale, I'm actually going to add Peruvian hibiscus with a tiny bit of sweet orange peel. Tiny bit of sweet orange peel, don't want much in there, just a little citrus. And so I got the Peruvian hibiscus from Nate Pico's neighbor when I went down there for their brew day. So it's going to be pretty awesome, excited. I'll show you when I do a couple additions. Here's the one inside the Belgian ale. About to combine those 2 pots, but I may hit up a couple short other videos throughout brew day, but if not, cheers y'all. We'll see ya. Get a little hoppage. Little coffee cup. Little whirlflock. I think this is about an ounce of hops at 10. Some yeast nutrient. Yum. That's it. How exciting was that? Hey, watch your mouth. Are you already shooting? Uh-huh. Nope. They didn't hear any of that. You're safe. We've got hibiscus, Peruvian hibiscus, a touch of sweet orange peel, and hops. Yum. We're not live. Y'all, what are you doing? Oh, I wish we would have caught that. Oh, it's gonna boil. Ooh. So this is 3 ounces. 3 ounces of hops for whirlpool. We're down to about 180 on the IPA. The Belgian is chilling. It smells ridiculous. It's 2 ounces of the Ariana. 3/4. Wait. 2 ounces of Ariana. Half an ounce of Urilo. Half an ounce of Driscoll. It smells so good. Whirlpool edition. So climactic. A little stir. We're just gonna let that go for a little while. It's rocking on me a little bit. Oh, it smells so good. Cheers, y'all. Happy Labor Day. Shout out to my Yellow Jackets, who, despite a terribly boring game until the last minute, pulled out a win yesterday. Hopefully the rest of the year is better than that game. We look terrible, terrible, terrible. Cheers, y'all. Well, guys, it wasn't thrilling. It wasn't a thrilling day, but we're done. We're chilled, at least for the most part. I got them down probably mid-80s. With the chiller. The groundwater is just terrible. I need to do a pre-chiller or something. But I conditioned my firm chamber down pretty low, so they're sitting in the firm chamber to drop that last little bit, and then we're gonna pitch the yeast here in probably several hours, maybe a little bit later this evening. It's about 1 o'clock. Other than that, everything's clean. We're ready to roll. I hit my numbers. Well, actually, did better than my numbers. Shot was at just 1050 and hit 1055. So pretty stoked about that. Thanks for joining me on this abbreviated brew day. We'll see how these things turned out. Pretty pumped. So y'all have a good one. Cheers.